Hello and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Collection. If this is your first time here, I'm Tim Santens, and on this channel we like to do a lot of fan mail and we like to request autographs through the mail, sending out letters to celebrities, athletes, musicians, everybody who is in the public domain. We like to reach out to and see if they'll send us some free autographs, maybe answer some questions in a Q&A, that kind of thing. And today we're going to be opening up some of the responses that we did get. I'll be sharing some of the addresses with you in the description below. And just come along with me and let's open some of this fan mail up. All right, so first up, we're going to start off with some of the photos. Now, I send out a lot of index cards and stuff like that to sign, but a lot of times I will also send out photos. First one up here is from Aubrey Plaza. She really needs no introduction. We all know and love her for her dry sense of humor. She was kind enough to send me 3 photos. Well, I sent her the photos. She signed all 3 of them, I should say. She dedicated it here to Tim with a nice heart. Aubrey Plaza signed there. This one undedicated, Aubrey Plaza, and another one to Tim with a heart, Aubrey Plaza. Now, I absolutely love Aubrey Plaza, so this was like one of the best ones that I've gotten in a while. And all the ones that you're going to see today are only responses that I've gotten in about the last month. If you want to see other recent responses, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel and see what's going on there. Here we have Monica Rial. Now, she is a voice actor, and this one actually got sent out in July 15th of 2022. And so it took, a long time because we are now in August of 2024. So over 2 years to get this one back. But back it did come, and I got this one from her. She signed right there. It had already been signed right here by Ashley Birch, as you can see. So to give you a little bit of context for the note she wrote. So in here she did include a note. She said, "Hey Tim, first of all, thank you for your service." She said that because I am in the Navy, and this is just what I do for fun as a hobby. But she said, "Secondly, I'm so sorry it took so long. Your mail was lost for a bit, but finally made its way to me. For this reason, I wouldn't send anything important through the mail." With a little winky face there. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your kind words. Take care, Monica. Yeah, so that's totally 100% good advice. I sent this off already previously signed by Ashley Birch, so it did have a little bit of value there. It took me some time and effort to get that from her through the mail. So it was definitely a risk sending it to Monica. Thankfully, after 2 years, it did pan out. So super happy about that. All's well that ends well in my book. And that's just a really good example. Like, fan mail requests can get lost. Sometimes they get mistakenly put under like a pile of papers or whatever, but like a lot of people get bummed out when they don't get a response after a month or two. But like, these things, they take time, sometimes a lot of time. They can be quick, but typically you're talking about on the scale of months, if not even in this case, years. So don't get discouraged. It's never a sure thing that it's not going to come back until you have maybe like a return to sender, sometimes where your letter got rejected. Other than that, if you haven't gotten it back, don't give up hope. Sometimes crazy things do happen. All right. Continuing on with ones with a photo. This one is from Eva Habermann. She is a German actress. I did not have any German stamps, so she was kind enough to cover the postage for me, which was very nice. You'll see, really, I only have stamps for Canada and the UK, so if anyone I'm sending to France, Germany, or anything like that, and I get it back, that means they were kind enough to cover the postage for me, which was very nice of her. She's well known for the sci-fi series Lexx. She signed 2 photos that she provided herself. I just sent her a couple of index cards, and she signed them, "Love and Kisses to Tim," from Eva. So that was very nice of her. All right, now we've got a couple of playbills. So one of the best ways I have found to get autographs, especially from harder to get individuals, is by writing to Broadway. This is a really good example. Daniel Radcliffe, who's actually, he's a big star, known for Harry Potter, of course, but he's actually pretty darn good at signing through the mail, even if it's not via venue. Via venue meaning a temporary address like a Broadway or movie set, something like that. But I wrote to the stage manager here to "Merrily We Roll Along," which is a play that he's starring in on Broadway. And you can see right here is Daniel's signature, along with, tens of other signatures from the rest of the cast members, so that's a very cool piece. Now here we have one from the play The Notebook. This is an adaptation of course, the novel, which was made into a successful romantic movie starring Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, of course. So I wrote again to the stage manager here, and I got this nice cast-signed playbill. Looks really cool. And here we go. This is the full cast here. You can see everybody who would have signed this. All right, last one for the Broadway successes. This one is actually not a playbill, but it is a, program, I guess you could say. It is a program for the play Little Bear Ridge Road. This was at the Steppenwolf Theater, and this was signed by Laurie Metcalf. She's known for movies like Scream 2, Toy Story, and of course Lady Bird. So not only did they send me one signed playbill, but they sent me two of them, and here's Laurie's autograph right here, and again here. So very cool success. Got a little bit extra, even more than I bargained for, so always love that. All right, that's it for the playbills. Now we're going to move on to some of the signed index cards that I got. There's maybe a couple photos in here as well, but these are mostly index cards. Now, first up here is from Kayla Harrison. She's an MMA fighter, and she actually provided me with a trading card. I sent her index cards to sign, but she must have had these on hand. It says, "To Tim, all my best, Kayla." So that one was very cool. This is of her Olympic trading card, where she got a bronze in judo. So very cool to see that. We'll have to, I don't know if she's in the current Olympics right now, but that'd be cool to see if she was. All right, next up was a really nice success for Morgan Lilly. Not only did she sign for me, but I also sent her a Q&A, which you can find on talesfromthecollection.com/interviews. And she did some really nice responses to that. It was very kind. And in addition to the answering of the questions, she did sign 2 index cards for me. And of course, she's well known for her appearance in X-Men First Class, where she played the young kid version of Mystique. All right, here's one coming from the UK. This one is from Michael Carter. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I do send out a lot of Star Wars related fan mail. And certainly Return of the Jedi is, maybe a little bit controversial, but that's probably my favorite Star Wars movie out of the original trilogy, which the original trilogy is my favorite out of all the Star Wars movies. So really nice to get a success from somebody who was in Star Wars. And of course, Michael played Bib Fortuna in Return of the Jedi. Now, here's what he sent me: 2 index cards, both beautifully signed. I did send him a Q&A, which I really, especially when it's someone in Star Wars, I want to hear about their experience, like what it was like on set, all that kind of stuff. So I did send him a Q&A. Unfortunately, did not get a response, but hey, that's okay. It takes a lot of time, so I understand when somebody only has a couple seconds to sign the index card and doesn't necessarily have time to sit down and commit their time to doing an interview through the mail. So that's all right. Next up is Chloe Ricketts. She's a Chloe Ricketts is a pro soccer player for Washington Spirit. She signed both of these index cards for me. Chloe R. and her number 39. All right, now we have Lin Shaye. She is known for A Nightmare on Elm Street and the Insidious movie. She's kind of like in the Insidious movie, she's the older lady who is like helps talk to the dead. She does the seances and stuff. So you're probably familiar with her if you've seen any of those movies. She was kind enough to sign 2 index cards to Tim, and thank you for your kind note. So very nice lady, willing to sign 2 index cards for me. All right, now we have Susan Bennett, another really nice lady. She actually did take the time to respond to my Q&A, which is again on talesfromthecollection.com/interviews. She was the voice of Siri, so she had some interesting things to say about that. I talked to her first through the mail correspondence, and then she reached out via email, and we had a little bit of a back and forth that way, and asked her about if she used Siri, which she doesn't apparently, and picked her brain about how her voice got to be used, and apparently she didn't get paid a dime for it. Like, she had all these voice samples that were like with her voice talent agency, and they made the money by giving that to Apple, and she didn't see a dime of that, unfortunately. All right, up next is Nadia DePaulo. Her maiden name is Sanders, so Nadia Sanders is what she was known under. And she's famous for films in the 1960s. She was in 8.5 and Vengeance of Ursus. Here are the 2 index cards she signed. Both look really nice, and I'm happy to add them to my collection. Here we have Tracey Walter. Tracey was in Tim Burton's Batman as Bob the Goon. And here you go. Both signed to Tim, Tracey Walter. Next up is Iliza Shlesinger. She's a comedian and actor, really funny lady. Highly recommend you checking her out. And she signed both index cards with a heart and Iliza. Pretty cool. All right, so here we have Tony Maudsley. So Tony was on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. He played the giant Grop, kind of like a pretty CGI heavy character there. But here is his signature signed on 2 index cards. As you can tell by the Daniel Radcliffe autograph earlier, I definitely like Harry Potter. Love getting anyone who had a role in the films, big or small. Next up is Paul Verhoeven, classic RoboCop director, involved in some great 80s films. He was kind enough to do a couple questions for me on the Q&A here. I think this is all I sent, is just the 4 questions. I might have sent more, don't necessarily remember, but here it is, Paul Verhoeven. His 2 signed index cards look very nice. And if you want to pause the video and look at some of his responses, asked about him working with Arnold Schwarzenegger, asked about RoboCop, all that kind of great stuff. So some brief answers there, but good stuff nonetheless. So thank you very much, Paul. Moving on, we have a response from Lindy Booth. Lindy is known for The Librarians and Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 version, and got 2 index cards here. 1, thank you for the thoughtful letter. Best wishes. Alright, if you remember Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, this one is coming from Geraldine Chaplin. She's kind of like the older lady who got cloned. So these are her signed index cards right here. Both good luck and love from Geraldine. Thank you so much, Geraldine. These came from Switzerland, I believe, is where those came from. So she was kind enough to pay for postage. So I always want to make sure I mention that, when someone goes above and beyond and pays for postage, that's always nice. All right, Michael Diaz. He is best known as the painter of the Columbia Pictures logo. Let's see. As you can see, he did respond to my Q&A questions. Here is the logo, as you can see. And 2 index cards signed for Tim Santens with best wishes and with kind regards. Very cool. And I won't bother showing all these responses because they will be on, again, talesfromthecollection.com/interviews. You can find them there. Those will soon be posted, so if by the time you're watching this they're not there, check back soon. They will be. All right, here we go. I got 2 responses from Playboy Playmates. These are part of my interview series that I have, which is already published. I've got about probably close to 10 interviews on there already with other Playmates, and I'm always reaching out to more to try and continue that series. This one, I did get the signed index cards from Victoria Vetri. Signed both of these here. But got a note from her caretaker, because she was the Miss September 1967 Playmate, so she is getting up there in the years. But the note says, Tim, Victoria lives with me in Arizona and I take care of her. Our relationship came about because of my purchase and restoration of her pink AMX, which is a car, given to her by Playboy in 1968. Victoria's memory is lacking to the point she was not able to answer your questions. She gladly signed the index cards for you. Take care, Mark M. So thank you very much, Mark and Victoria, for assisting in getting these index cards signed. And it's unfortunate to hear that Victoria is not doing so well with the memory, but really appreciate the response nonetheless. All right, here's the second Playboy Playmate success. This is from Colleen Marie. She was the Miss August 2003, and she did respond to my questions here, which will be updated on the Playboy Playmate interview page on talesfromcollection.com/interviews. And she signed one index card for me out of the two. And this one just says, "To Tim, love Colleen, Miss August 03." So this one is from Claire Keem. She's a French actress. She was on the Highlander TV show and also The Girl. All right, and here's a nice signed photo from her. "To Tim, love Claire Keem." Very nice picture there. And also got another French actress coming up next, Véra Valmont. She also sent some photos as well. And there you have it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, subscribing is absolutely free. It costs nothing to you, but it helps me out a lot. Helps me continue to create this kind of content for you guys. Helps me afford, you guys' interaction really helps keep me going. So I appreciate you all so much. Thanks again for watching.